Yo, what's up? Today we are doing a speedrun of a animation tutorial. I'm adding an armature and going into edit mode and having the 3D cursor as the rotation point and rotating it by minus 90 on the x-axis and then scaling it down to 0.05. I'm going to duplicate the bone and right click. I'm going to get rid of these bone properties, we don't need them. And this is already, so let's go out of edit mode, in object mode. Just going to make this a drawable, the armature, and then I'm going to click on the bone, go to edit mode just to parent these. And that looks good. So now I'm just going to go into the armature. In object mode, I'm just going to go and click the rotation and the translation for the bone that's parented, not the root bone. Bone 0 doesn't need any of these. So I'm going to rename this to root, and this is the scale. So this is ready for some geometry. So let's add some geometry. I'm adding a ridiculously high vertices cut cylinder, and just going to go into edit mode, rotate it around the x-axis by 90 and then scale it on the y-axis. So it's a sine kind of looking. Then I'm going to select these two sides and press I to insert. And then I'm going to right click and go to extrude along vertices and just extrude it in a little bit. Now I'm going to press Y on the keyboard. This is to separate these meshes, and I'm just going to press S to scale them up a bit. And this is ready to go. I'm going to shade smooth. And let's add a couple of textures to this. Let's rename it first. Just going to be calling it test logo and test logo high. Okay, so let's add some shaders, just a default shader, and I'm going to grab an emissive shader as well for the logo itself. Now the default one, I've got some GTA textures, which is just a railing, and the emissive, I've got the Sollumz logo, which is all dirtied up. I'm going to embed both of these textures, so they're embedded. Now I'm going to go into edit mode and select the back and the front, and I'm going to assign the Sollumz logo to this, and then Q project, and as you can see the other side's mirrored, so I'm going to click on the other side, press A, and then mirror on the X. So that logo is set up. Now I'm just going to do some basic unwrapping of the outside here. I'm just selecting some of these. I'm not selecting the bottom one, as you can see, because when we unwrap it, just going to do a conformal unwrap. You can see that it's a nice line. If I had the bottom one selected, it wouldn't be this. So I'm going to pin all of these, and then I'm going to select these two and then unwrap conformal, and then I'm going to pin those as well. So what I'm going to do now is go around and select every second one of these. This is just so I can unwrap it without any distortion. If I selected all of this and unwrapped it with those pin vertices, there'd be a lot of distortion. So just going to unwrap conformal, then Control I to invert and deselect that part, and then do the others. So this should be all unwrapped now. When I resize it, you'll see that it kind of looks like an edge, and that should be about right. Okay, so now it's all unwrapped and everything. Yeah, let's convert this to a drawable. In the emissive, I'm just going to make this 0.2, so it's not as bright. And I'm going to redo the vertex colors of the whole object. So it's just got a little bit of red and blue for outdoors. And now I'm going to go into vertex color mode. I'm going to select the two Sollumz logos and press Shift H to hide the rest. And then I'm just going to paint all of these vertices white. Now this is where the emissive texture is, and it needs white vertices to work. Okay, so now if I Alt H, I can unhide everything else. The reason that I separated the geometry before is so I can get that nice separation of vertex colors. Okay, so convert to drawable now. So we have a drawable model, a drawable and a drawable model inside. The drawable itself doesn't need to be there, so I'm just going to Shift and hold the drawable and then delete the old drawable model. So this is the drawable model here, sorry. I'm going to add a copy transforms. It's going to be the armature because I haven't renamed it yet, and bone 1 because I haven't renamed that one yet. So let's just rename everything. This is logo test, and that looks good. So in the timeline, I'm going to go into this. Actually, I need to rename the scale. In the timeline, I'm just going to go into pose mode here, Control Tab, and we've got 60 frames on the timeline. So here I'm going to just test that the bone is parented to this. I'm going to press I to insert a keyframe at 0, and then I'm going to go 15 frames. I'm going to go RX minus 90, and then insert a keyframe, and at the middle, RX minus 90, insert a keyframe, and then at 45, we're going to go RX minus 90, insert a keyframe, and then at 60, we're going to go RX minus 90, and add another keyframe. So for this to be nice and smooth like this, it needs to be a linear keyframes, not Bezier. Bezier means that it's eased. So I'm just going to bake the animation, the selected bones, because I only have that one bone selected, and I'm going to knock off the last keyframe because frame 60 and frame 0 are exactly the same. So there we go, that's the animation. As you can see, I had linear selected in the keyframe mode, so all of those were linear keyframes. So I'm going to export this as a Gen 8 XML. Now I'm going to create the clip dictionary. It's going to be called anim at logo test, I guess. I'm going to need this name for later. I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to copy this. I'm going to add a clip and animation to the dictionary. and call them what the model is named. So on the first one, just going to call it the model, the action is the action we baked, and the scale is the skeleton. And this one, we're just going to name it the same and dot clip on the other one. We're going to add a new linked animation, and I'm going to make this 6 seconds. So this is ready to export now. And once again, I'm going to have to make a Y type. So let's call this something simple, like test. And I'm going to auto create from selected. I'm just going to change these to something I like. And auto start and has anim. Now I'm going to paste my clip dictionary name in there. And as I said in the other tutorial about fragments, we're going to need a box around this to encompass the whole BB min-max of the animation. So I'm just going to go into edit mode, create a crude, make it a bit bigger, and then export Y type. And that's the Y type. I can delete this now, and let's go into RPF Explorer. I'm going to drag the files in, and I'm going to grab these and just put them into my server, ready to go, and launch Codewalker. So let's open those files that we just put in there. I'm going to create a new Y map and call this something like test logo anim. New entity, and I'm going to add the Sollumz logo. You can see the BB bin bounding box is the cube that we exported the Y type in. Now I need a pole. I'm just going to grab the pole from Plugmasters and drop it in. Do a bit of adjustments so it's sitting on the ground. And I'm going to make this so it sits right at the top. So I can save this now in the same spot and make a manifest. And let's go test it in the server. Here I am in the server. There it is. It's all working. So there you go. Nice quick tutorial at night. There's the emissive texture lighting up. And yeah, there we go. All done. Easy as pie. Hope that was nice and quick and easy, and you can get your logos spinning. And yeah, if you got any questions, hit up the Sollumz Discord. But yeah, thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.